Hello everybody, and thank you as always for watching my video. Today we're going to do a little video on the Turkish Mauser model 1903, and we're going to identify what makes it a 1903. This video is purpose is because people want to collect some of these rifles, and with the designation of the M38 or model 1938, there can be a little bit of confusion as to what rifle is really what rifle. Some parts sometimes are interchanged, stocks are changed, and this and that. So if you saw my 1893 Turkish Mauser identification video, this will be pretty much the same thing, but probably a little bit shorter. In any case, let's begin here. We're going to go ahead and show you here the model 1903. Of course, this is the converted version. To find one in the original unconverted version is of course very difficult to find and extremely expensive. Up above here is the 1893 model that I did in that other video, and I just saw this one here, an original unconverted, a couple weeks ago, sell for about 1100. Considering this one cost me $250, this one cost me about $375 altogether. 1100 is quite a bit of money for an original unconverted version, but they're out there if you have the money for it. But in any case, we're going to show you here, identify the 1903, what the conversions were, and then we're going to go back and make point out what makes it a 1903. So to begin with, as you may know, the original caliber for these rifles here, the 1903 still, had the Argentine ammunition, which is the 765 by 53. Next to it here is the 8mm Mauser that it was converted to in the 1930s. You can see that it's actually quite larger than the Argentine ammunition, and also it's using, you can see that there are different types of stripper clips, which are these stripper clips right here. So you can see the difference in them, and both of them will work on that rifle. Now, right off the bat, because they changed the caliber, they of course did have to cut out a little notch there on the receiver, just like they did in this one above here, the 93. They also did grind out any writing that was here before, and added some new stuff of writing there. Model, or this is dated 1935. Okay, now because they changed the caliber, they all had to change the rear sights. Now, this particular 1903 did come with these tangent sights, okay? But it actually had Turkish or Arabic writing on it because, it was Turkish. But since they went with the 8mm Mauser with this caliber, and they already had sights with Western numbers, they just decided to keep those numbers. And this one here looks like it still does have the 50mm increments, so that's pretty cool. I believe in C&R Arsenal, even the Turkish one still had that little 50-meter increment capability, so that's pretty cool. Another thing that this rifle was converted for was this what do you call it? This lug nut here, or this that was designed to keep the rifle, because the caliber was stronger in the 8mm. It was designed to basically hold the wood together better, as opposed to if it didn't hold it, like up here. This one didn't have any because it's more of an original stock. It didn't have that reinforcement lug, and it could end up cracking inside and actually right back here, so they added that. Also, originally it did not have this bolt takedown tool, okay, so that was added also. I'm not going to show you how to do that. There's plenty of videos on how to take down the Mauser bolt. Now, this rifle here, that's basically what the conversion was of this rifle. That was very quick, huh? Very easy to see. So now we're going to show you what actually makes it a 1903 rifle. To begin with, these did come in pistol grip style, as opposed to the straight stock of the older rifles. It did come originally with a semi-pistol grip. It also came with a slightly different bolt handle. If you can see, okay, this part here is actually a little bit more of a teardrop, okay, as opposed to the older 93s. You can see that it's actually more of a just a ball on top of a stick, right? You can see that very distinct in that old 93, and you can see that very distinct in the 1903. Very different. The bolt itself is now going to be the 1898, which is what from then on you pretty much saw all rifles have that in whatever country, of course in different calibers. 6.5 Swedish, 7mm for a lot of the Latin countries, 8mm for pretty much everybody else. I'm not sure what other, I'm not sure if there were any other calibers. I think there were, but in any case, you get the picture. This is very different from the 1893. Okay, very different from the 1893 or 1889 Belgian style. Okay, so that's another different thing right there. We're gonna come back to this particular super duper cool feature on this rifle. Okay, and this one actually now cocks on open. You can see the firing pin part back here as it opens up, whereas the 93 was a cock on close. So as far as bayonets go, these retained their bayonet, the same type of lug, so you could actually use either the 1890 or the 1903 style bayonets on these rifles. By World War I, of course, you would see some of them cut with the Coulon and some of them cut down shorter, but these bayonets are interchangeable. So now let's look at the super duper number one cool feature of this particular rifle that makes it very unique in every single sense to any other Mauser out there. This one here, the 93, had that feature that I talked about that made it unique to any and all other Mausers. This 93, or 1903, I'm sorry, has a very large guide rail bridge, as you can see, which is right here. But also, it's retaining the 93 style big, what do we call this, arm on top here. The newer model Mausers only had this part here, but this one still retained this big part of the bolt release, stripper clip bridge, and inside here, of course, is the pin or the little notch or the little part that ejects. The ejector basically is inside here as well. So you pull this back and the bolt comes out, okay? Now, this one here, the reason, according to Scene Arsenal, that it had this big thing here is because they were using both stripper clips styles, the 89 Belgian style and of course the new with the little nubbins on it for better gripping. When it comes to the older style, okay, let's put that back in there and let's do a little bit of zoom, if we will, please, folks. Just bear with me for a second here. Okay, so when it comes to the Belgian style the older style stripper clip. This is an 8mm round. You just put that in there, just nice and straight. It goes right in there. Okay, fits right in there. However, when you are using the new German style stripper clip, you cannot just put it in there. Okay, you literally have to push out this part here, just a slight bit, and then it fits. And then, okay, hopefully you guys were able to see that nice and clearly. So it fits right in there. Okay, so this feature here, it's very distinct. Okay, very, very easy to see. Very huge, very large. Okay, it's the only rifle, the only rifle Mauser that I know has such a thing. So it's a bit of a mixture, I guess, of both new and older technology, you know. With this one here having that arm also, but the bridge being quite small. And anyway, that's what makes it super duper special, different, unique. And well, that's the end of the video, folks. Pretty short, I hope. Not too boring, but if you're a collector, those are the kind of things that you want to look for. All right, thanks.